Well, the bad guy never knows he's the bad guy.
No, this is great. Honestly, I'm really excited to chat with you all. I'm speaking with stars and directors Kevin Claydon and Phil Moniz, and of course Robbie Amell, the team of behind RACEWALKERS. Thank you all so much for the time. I really appreciate this.
Thank you.
Happy to be here.
Thank you.
Honestly, this film is just joy. It's just joy. I loved it. I fell in love with it so quickly. It's got codes of everything from all the great comedies of the past, like Happy Gilmore to Major League, to all those things. But where did it come from? How did Race Walkers come to be?
Well, I mean, those movies were huge influences on us, on Bill, Evan, and I. Evan Landry is a co-writer and on this movie and producer, and we love those kinds of movies growing up. So we knew we wanted to do a sports comedy, and when we came across race walking, we were just like, well, this has got to be it, because you're also looking to do something fresh and something that sort of hasn't been done before, and it just made too much sense to us. And also, you could do it on a budget.
Yeah.
It's a sport that just doesn't have thousands of fans in the stands. So we're like, there we go. There's our idea.
Yet.
Yes, that's right.
Yet.
Yet.
Oh, or in this case, anyone. At one point.
That's right. That's right. That's
the cost down
right there. That's what that is. Yeah.
Robbie, what went through your mind? You get this wild script. What were your first thoughts when you heard about the film?
Oh, I shouldn't tell these guys my first thoughts. I was I had seen Short Term Sentence, which Kevin Phil made, a web series that I thought was very funny and was really all them all the time. They wrote, directed, starred, and so I was excited at the idea of doing something with them. Jeff Chan, my producing partner, and I read the script and went out for dinner with them, and we were just like, look, we love this. It reminds us of the movies we grew up on, and we want to help you make it. So we will do our best to help you make it, and we'll either end up on set or we'll give it back to you and say good luck. And a year later, we were on set.
Well, I love it, and I have to ask though. I mean, you guys must have gone through some training for this. Like, what was the process of learning race walking? Because it's a thing that people know exists, but I don't think they know how truly intense it really is.
Yeah, 2 a days for 4 months leading up to the shoot. No, we had Stafford Whalen, who was one of Canada's premier coaches, come out and work with us, and then we also had Evan Dunphy, who is Canada's Olympic bronze medalist in race walking, who is in the movie, work with us, and they were very generous with their time. They were very aware that it's a silly looking sport, but the more Kevin and I did it, the more we realized how difficult it is. And the idea of doing it for 20 or 40 kilometers at a time is just like mind shattering, hip shattering, knee shattering. And as we went on, I got more and more and more respect for the athletes that do this. But we got pretty good for like 30, 40, 50 meters at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We're okay. We're okay. We can do it. And when Evan Dunphy did it, when our gold medalist or our bronze medalist did it on sets for us, we were humbled pretty quickly. I mean,
Yeah.
seeing this guy train was just how quickly he can race walk is just insane.
You
But
legitimately have to run to keep up.
yeah, it's incredible.
Well, I think in the film you talk about doing 20K in 80 minutes. Like these guys are,
It's
Yeah.
nuts.
it's
Yeah, yeah.
nuts.
They place in like you place in like the New York and Boston marathons walking. Like that's crazy. And yeah, it's insane.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
I have to ask, Kevin, Robbie, did you race each other? And if you did, who's faster?
We didn't. I think Kevin's probably got me by a little bit. He's got those long ass legs. But we wanted it to feel fast by the end. So, as we led up to that final race, like we were we were moving pretty good. Um,
We're
but
pretty neck and neck, which is good. I mean, it's exactly,
yeah,
it sort of like lent itself to the movie and but we went out, Robbie and I went out like a couple of weeks ago doing some street interviews, and we were doing it again. And it's the first time, gotta be the first time we'd done it since we shot the movie. And
we
I
were
was
rusty.
I was sore the next day, and I was like, I remember what this is like.
I didn't miss it.
Yeah, yeah.
I have to ask. I mean, one of the things that comes through again in this film is that nobody gives race walking a chance. Like we talk about it, like why is it that race walking isn't a sport that we talk about as much as we do? Like these guys, like you said, they're tremendous athletes.
I mean, I think that's true for a lot of like track and field and like, you watch the Olympics and you get these sort of every 4 year highlights that we all kind of get behind because, you're wearing your country colors and all that kind of stuff. But, like these kind of athletics, like they're often overlooked, after all, the big four sports.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it kind of just comes down to that. It's not something that is like a team sport or in your face or like it's a lot of broadcast attention and that sort of stuff. So, I mean, that's kind of how I would explain it. But it's one of those things where the more you learn about it and the more you watch it, like we're watching Evan Dunphy at a couple international tournaments and we're like commentating now on like everyone's technique and all that. Like we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But it's like anything, you get into it and then you start having an appreciation for it.
I think it's also tough because it's a long race. Like, you don't have a lot of people tuning in for an entire marathon. It's a long time. Um, and and it's just everybody thinks they can do it. And everybody thinks they can do it until they start to do it, and they really don't know if they can do it when they film themselves doing it because at the end of the day, it definitely looks silly. But that's part of what makes it unique and fun.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's interesting because when you think about a 100-yard dash or whatever it is, that's something you can watch well on TikTok,
10
in
seconds. Yeah.
in 10 seconds. Like this is, like you said, this is 20K over an hour and a half and trying to power through. And yeah, it's got that groove to it, but I don't know. I mean, watching this movie, I know it's a comedy, but I gained a respect for it because you could see the intensity of it.
I'll tell you a crazy story. Evan Dunphy told me that there was, especially when they used to do the 50K in the Olympics, that walkers, so they have sponges that you grab to douse yourself with water. And like walkers also would sometimes pee on course because they had to pee so bad and they didn't want to drop any time. So they would take a sponge and pee into the sponge. And sometimes those sponges got thrown back in the rotation. So guys would come by and grab water sponges and would just be like, and they'd just be like, and he was telling me, it's like, when you're just squeezing it, you're like, yep, that's piss.
Yeah.
I'm covering myself with piss right now.
We didn't put that in the movie. We felt no one would buy it.
Yeah, we were like, we put this in the movie, no one's gonna buy
He
it.
gave us a few nuggets that made it into the movie, but we felt that one might be a little too unbelievable, even though it's true.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was just impressed with the throw and catch while, with Phil tosses the water bottle to him or tosses the bottle to you, Kevin. I was like, oh, that was really impressive. Just
72 takes that
Yeah.
took. That took 72
that
takes.
is not true.
No,
That
it's
did
not.
not.
In fact, that
For
one,
a fraction of a second, I thought, no way.
we definitely didn't nail it on the first one.
No. Yeah, we didn't nail it on the first
We
one.
didn't nail it on the first one. Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you, Phil, about doing things differently. Because your character, it's interesting because in sports now we talk about analytics, and in a way, that's what your character is really doing here. This is not the way we do things, but we could improve it, but we don't like to. I was wondering, why is it so hard for us to look at things the way we've always done things like sports in a different way, in your mind?
That's an interesting question. I mean, I think there's so much tradition in sports, and the people that work in sports once something is how you do, like you have a method that is successful, that's the way to do it. So it's like, here's how, like, I won a Stanley Cup as a coach. This is how I coach. I will never change how I coach. But like sports evolve over time. So I mean, in terms of like just general life, I think you get stuck in your ways, and there are things that are passed down from previous generations that are like, this is how things are done. And trying things differently can be scary because like you can fail, and you often do, right? The whole point of trying things a different way is to see if there's a better way or a new way, and sometimes it doesn't work out. So often it's easier to just stay the course and know what works and not really think outside the box. So I don't know if that answer made any sense, but
Yeah, absolutely,
I'm
absolutely.
sorry, that was so outside the box.
so yeah. Well, you just gotta think in a new way, Kevin.
Just made
Dinosaur.
It's a new way of doing interviews. It's
That's right. Yeah.
exactly.
I'll ask a question, you answer whatever you want. Uh, Kevin, in that spirit, hopefully you can answer this one. One of the things I love about your character, though, is that there's more going on here than just the race. There's something going on. I don't want to say too much, but there is a conversation that the two of you have, that you and Phil have, where he talks about letting the bitterness win. And I was wondering how that applies in your mind to your character, and why something like that could hold him back.
Yeah, I think it's it's for that character, it's really like the movie isn't just about race walking for him, it's about letting go of the life that he felt he should have had or felt he deserved, and being able to sort of move on and turn the page and kind of make the best of what is in front of you. And I think, like, I mean, anything, any movie, any script, anything that's sort of specific, if you're doing something super specific like we are with Matt, like his particular, like, marital situation, his particular, professional situation, you're going to find universal themes that just spring out of that without hammering the audience with it. And so, but I definitely think turning the page is a big part of his arc.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And without saying anything, I like how this movie zigs when you expect it to zag, with some of these twists and turns. I really do enjoy that part of the comedy. I think it's great. And um, Robbie, you get to be the bad guy here. You're not often the bad guy, and this is your Shooter McGavin moment, if you will, which is just wonderful. I was wondering, in your mind, what was that like to step into the other side of the role? Because normally you're more of the hero isn't quite word, but at least the protagonist.
Well, the bad guy never knows he's the bad guy. Um, I think this is just a guy who takes himself very seriously and as an overbearing father. Um, but he's not unredeemable. Um, but I grew up on movies like this, and getting to play kind of like you said, the Shooter McGavin of the race walking world is a very cool experience for me. And Kevin, Phil were kind enough to let me have a little freedom with the hair and the sunglasses, and make this guy um, pretty aggressive. So it was a lot of fun, and something I really enjoyed.
Well, I have to admit that one thing I always love in a film is banter. And you guys have some great banter in this film. And the comedic, but I will say this: it is possible that your comedic timing was only upstaged by a banner, in a couple of moments. It's like-
Yeah.
it's a simple joke, but it works.
It plays.
It plays. And honestly, so does Race Walkers. I really appreciate the chance to all three of you. It is just so much fun. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you
Thank
very
you. I
much.
appreciate it.
Great chatting with you. Thank you.
Great chatting with you too. Thanks again. Have a great day.